Good morning, friends. Welcome to Educative RKIS. Today we will learn about clauses and its types. So let's get started. So, what is a clause? It is a group of related words. It has a subject and verb combination and it has a complete meaning by itself. You can consider simple sentence as a clause. For example, he plays cricket regularly. Now, is this a clause? For that, we will check whether it is satisfying all the three conditions that we just discussed. Is it a group of words? Yes, it is. Here, he is subject, plays is the verb, so it has a subject verb combination. And the whole sentence, he plays cricket regularly, makes complete meaning by itself. So we can say it is a clause. Clauses are mainly divided into two parts based on their usage. It may be independent clause or dependent clause. An independent clause is actually a complete sentence by itself. It doesn't need any other clause for its existence. For example, you may sit. Here, you is the subject and sit is the verb, and whole sentence is giving complete thought by itself. So, it's an independent clause. Then, what is dependent clause? It has a subject and verb, but it doesn't have a complete thought by itself, or is dependent on independent or main clause for a complete thought. For example, where you like, here you is the subject and like is the verb, and whole sentence is having meaning as well, but it's incomplete. Now, let's add main clause to this. You may sit wherever you like. Now here the entire thought is complete with independent clause and dependent clause. This is about dependent clause. Dependent clause are mainly divided into three types: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Let's discuss about each of them. What is a noun clause? Noun clause is a group of words having subject and verb of its own, and it acts as a noun in the sentence. For example, I fear that I will fail. Here, that I will fail, it is a clause as it is a group of words having subject and verb, and the whole clause is acting as an object of the verb fear. So, it is a noun clause. Let's look into one more example. That you have come pleases me. Here, that you have come is a noun clause as it is acting as a subject of the verb pleases. So basically, this clause does the work of noun. Let's look into next type of clause, adjective clause. Adjective clause is a group of words having subject and verb of its own, and it acts as an adjective in the sentence. Now, what does adjective clause do? They describe noun and so does the adjective clause. For example, the umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. Here, the clause which has a broken handle is an adjective clause and it has a subject and verb of its own and is describing the noun umbrella. Let's look into one more example. He met a girl whose eyes were blue. Here, whose eyes were blue is an adjective clause and the clause is having subject and verb and it is describing a noun girl. Basically, this clause does the work of adjective. Let's look into next type of clause, adverb clause. Adverb clause is a group of words having subject and verb of its own, and it acts as an adverb. The sentence. Now, what does adverb do? They modifies verb, adjective or other adverb in the sentence, and so does the adverb clause. For example, they rested when the evening came. Here, when the evening came is a clause as it has a subject evening and verb came, and it is describing very rest. It's an adverb clause. So it's an adverb clause. Let's look into one more example. It will give you a map so that you can find a way. Here, so that you can find a way is a clause as it has subject and verb and is describing the act of giving, which is a verb. So basically, this clause does the work of an adverb. That's all about clause in this video. Thank you.